The more positive you want to feel, you have to realize that the more pain you have to go through. You see, something we all acknowledge as men is that as long as you are going through this life, the only thing you will face is hardship and suffering and pain. And if you ever had happiness, it will be just a fleeting second, something that goes by really, really quick, something that you might not even realize of. So the only law that actually helped me improve my life was that if you pursue more pain, you will have more pleasure. You see, once you want to have a goal, for example, let's say you want to have six packs. You know, six packs isn't about eating junk food and just having that lazy life, you know? You gotta know that having a six pack is all about suffering. You gotta go to the gym every single day, you gotta eat clean, you gotta have a low body fat percentage. You know that, right? But what is enjoyable about this process? Nothing. It's all about the outcome of all of this pain. My point is that no matter what kind of goal you choose, you always have to choose pain first so you can achieve that thing. The harder you work, the more money you make. The more books you read, the more educated you'll be. But keep in mind, since life is all about suffering, no matter what kind of position you get yourself into, you will suffer because this is the nature of life. This is the nature of what you're doing here in this world. As long as you're breathing, you will always be suffering. The rich suffers from sitting in the office all day dealing with employees, projects, and lay employees and all of that. And even the student, even the unemployed suffers from boredom. So instead of just resisting pain, suffering, hardship that eventually will occur into your life and you will face it anyway, how about we just make peace with it? How about we just acknowledge the fact that no matter how long I live, what kind of status I get myself into, I will always be suffering. No matter where you get, how you get it, why you got it, you will always be suffering. So get this through your thick skull and get used to it. Once you've been faced by hardship, instead of just yapping all day, all you gotta do is be grateful that it's been this bad and not gotten way, way worse. Just tell yourself, just another day of life. Life is just suffering. What if one of my goals is to actually have a happy life? Firstly, I want you to know that a happy life is not a problem free life. A happy life is all about suffering and discomfort. But what makes a happy life happy is solving those problems. You see, the only thing that will prevent you from happiness or a happy life is two things. Two things that will never make you happy or make you have a happy, fulfilling life. One thing is blaming others for the things that you go through. Two is putting in your mind that there is no such thing as suffering. As in, I'm cool. I got nothing to do. Life is just great when it's just like this. Keep in mind, if you have this kind of mindset, if you have the mindset that life is just great how it is, firstly, you have nothing in your life. You're probably a 15-year-old who's just sitting playing Fortnite all day, or you're someone who's unemployed and living with your parents, just living under their neck and doing absolutely nothing. But what will actually change this belief is that once you actually grow up and have something called maturity, something you should try, actually go out and socialize and earn money and get a job, then you realize that life is actually all about suffering. And the second thing that will prevent you from happiness and a happy life is blaming others. You see, whatever you get yourself into, it is your own fault. It's because not because I've trusted this person and he betrayed me. No, it's not about that. It's not about them. It's about me who misleaded myself and not seen like signs. Like if I don't know who to trust, then why shouldn't I just learn how to trust? Because once you learn how to trust, you realize who to trust. You actually trust the right people. You won't just trust anyone. You actually trust the right people. So if you're dealing with breakup, betrayal, so if you're dealing with a breakup or a betrayal or someone just messed up your life, just realize it's not their fault. It's yours. Just put in mind, no matter how much I blame them, the only person who solves the problem is who? Me. And once you solve the problem, you've already learned your lesson. And the lesson is not to not tr- and the lesson might not always be that you shouldn't just block everyone and just trust no one in your life. No, the lesson is the only person who will do a perfect job is you. But we all but we all keep falling to that blame game, just pointing fingers at everyone and to see who is wrong about how I ended up in my position right now. So the greatest life lessons are the ones that hit deeply, the ones that hurt the most, the ones that would make you feel as if your heart is getting torn. Those are the truth about life. So whenever you suffer from studying, whenever you suffer from studying, whenever you suffer from anything that you are in, just keep in mind that a happy life is all about solving them. Don't just keep yapping about them all day. Keep in mind, all I gotta do is to solve it. Next problem, solve it. Next problem, solve it. This is exactly how you can live a happy life. But not only solving the problems, but having that feeling in your heart that whatever you're solving, you like solving this problem. This is called a good problem, like something I enjoy doing. Like if your kids came to you with a problem, you will solve it happily because they're your kids or your wife maybe or your husband, whoever is watching. But just keep in mind the problems you solve, if you feel satisfied solving them, this is exactly fulfillment. You have absolutely achieved what kings couldn't achieve, and it's called fulfillment. Now you're happy how you are. Life is all about suffering and solving problems. I'm solving problems that I'm satisfied doing them. So you will not have that feeling of hardship. You will have that feeling as if it's a hobby now. But what if I love studying and I failed in a subject? Doesn't this make me feel ashamed? Doesn't it change that studying perspective that I have? Like, I used to see studying as something fun, but now I see as a pride. Now I see as something that I have to do, something that is hard now, something that needs a sweat while doing it. Just know the best way you will learn from life is through mistakes. Unfortunately, we've been grown up putting ourselves in a mindset that if we made a mistake, we will be punished. We will face something that we don't want to face. But school would punish you for acting wrong instead of teaching you how to act right. The people will tell children, don't do this or don't do that, instead of telling them you should do this and you should do that. Whenever anyone would make a mistake, he learns from it. No one makes the same mistake again and again and again and again. And if you do, there is a lesson waiting for you. So don't feel ashamed for making the mistake over and over again. It's fine. Just keep in mind that you will learn your lesson no matter how much you fail or how many times you make a mistake. You will learn from it. And you are meant to make mistakes. You see, the only way you will learn through this life is actually through mistakes. So now you have known that life is all about suffering, and happiness is all about solving the problems that I've been faced as I'm walking through life. Remember, there is no pain without pleasure. There is no pleasure without pain. Keep in mind, you will just keep having the same loop as long as you're walking life. Pain, pleasure, pain, pleasure, pain, pleasure, pain, pleasure. As long as you keep walking through this life. What you might face that you might need help with is facing things that are related to emotions. Like, I mean, as if you're doing something you don't feel like doing. Ask yourself, what am I doing it for? If I feel like going to the gym, I will go to the gym because that's the right thing to do. But what if I don't feel like going to the gym? Do I go to the gym? Yes, you do. You see, emotions are suggestions. They're not something that you should act on. The only thing you should act on is what is right. What is in your to-do list, what is in the plan should not be changed. If you wrote in a paper your to-do list and one of the things that you should do is going to the gym, then you have to do it. No matter if you feel like doing it or you don't feel like doing it. You are going to get down and you are going to lift weight and you're gonna finish your session. And this is maturity. I'm surprised that it's unique nowadays, but this is maturity. You do what is right, not what feels right. So I want you to solve the problems that are worth solving, the ones that you enjoy doing. It could be studying, it could be helping your parents, it could be the gym, it could be reading. Just know that you have a problem. You are uneducated, you have a book to read. You're solving the problem. How am I solving it? By reading or audiobook. If you enjoy this, you are experiencing happiness. And as always, focus on only yourself because the only person who will save you is yourself.